Good evening and welcome. Chris Upton in the house. Come on, switch the light off soon. Everyone will see me else. Oh, thank God for that. Well, it seems dark in here tonight. Is that better? Oh, no, I've got my sunglasses on, haven't I? You have to bear with me, everyone. I'm listening to music at the moment. Hey, Facebook, stop music. Okay, we got a few people in the house. Okay, could you all smile, please? Hey, Facebook, take a picture. Hey, Facebook, take a picture. Not listening to me now. Hey, Facebook, take a picture. They're going back. Hey, Facebook, take a video. What's happening? Right, they're going back. Not working. Hey, Facebook, take a picture. Oh, that's better. Perhaps I was just saying it too fast. Hey, Facebook, take a video. Right, you're all being videoed now. You're all being watched by me. You're not watching me. I'm watching you. Anyway, enough of that. I can't freaking see a thing without my freaking reading glasses. It's just one blur. Honestly, I know what Stevie Wonder feels like. Anyway, that's enough of that. Okay, Facebook. Hey, Facebook, stop the video. Thank you. Okay. Jesus Christ, that fucking bright lights, that is. Bloody bright lights. Anyway, Chris Upton in the house. How are you all doing? Oh, Paul Crocker first in. Blimey, first in the house. Something must have gone horribly wrong. Yeah, desperate. Some people are bloody desperate. Nice to have you first in the house, Paul Crocker. Nice to have you first in the house. Obviously, you've got nothing better to do. Graham Allison second in the. Oh no, Frank Casey second in the house. Graham Allison's in the house. Evening. All been watching the endeavours of endurance of the Jamie and his spaniels. Woo! What do you think? Good videos? Good entertaining videos? Isn't it funny that somebody comes to me for training and what they want to do is learn the right amount of discipline to give their dog? How much discipline did we actually give the dog? Very, very little. It's more about training, getting into the dog's head, letting the dog understand the basics. Brilliant learning videos, Chris. Yes, Malcolm. They are brilliant learning videos for people who've just come into the group, but for people who've been in the group for a while, they'll see exactly why I'm teaching what I teach. And nobody out there who wants to criticize me want to talk about the in-depth teaching and explaining that it's important we teach the behavior we want first before we use corrections. What they want to do is throw you under the bus because you used corrections. This is the problem with the dog training world, isn't it? Good evening, Steve Pace. Not the tables, Carlos, Tim Weston, Malcolm Austin, Sue. Oh, she's here. She's here. Yeah, I've been out with her today. Honestly, I took her out for the day. Went up the hospital. Really good fun. Lying in this spaceship when it goes round, and this freaking machine goes, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. And then they come back to you and they say, right, what's going to happen? We're going to put some dye in your veins and it's going to go right round your body and it's going to give us a scan of all your arteries and veins and all this stuff. But you might feel this warm sensation. Oh, I thought, warm sensation. And you'll feel it all over your body. By God, when it hit my willy, it was warm, honestly. And he did say, some people pee themselves. You'd think they would have told me before I got there, wouldn't you? They told me to drink plenty of water. Didn't they say? Yep. Plenty of bloody water. They didn't say you may pee yourself, bring a spare set of underpants. Honestly, I went with the lightest trousers you could imagine. How embarrassing is, as the dye went through every vein in your body, you had this warm sensation that you wanted to pee yourself. Honestly, I didn't let the side down, lads. I held tight.
Put a knot in it.
But
Steve Pace said, love
Sue said he would have put a knot in it if it was long enough.
Steve Pace said, love the patience you had getting that dog to pick the bird. And Adam said, me too, Steve.
Yeah, that's the videos that we could easily put up, isn't it? It's it's all about winning hearts and minds, isn't it? Don't talk about real dog training. Just put up the niceties when you've got to be gentle and when you've got to nurture the dog and how much time and effort we spent nurturing and building on experience of getting the dogs to retrieve. That dog was 2 years old and was not retrieving never retrieved cold game. What does that teach you, everybody? What does that teach you? You should be giving your young dog 12 months of age cold game, but you build it up, don't you? You build it up with the dummies, you build it up with the feathers on the dummies, and you build it up. And I showed you every trick in the book to try and nurture that dog to want to pick that bird.
Yeah.
And like you say, it's about patience, it's about timing, knowledge. It's not about discipline. It's not about overpraising the dog. It's having that skill set to have other ways in the locker that you've got success in the past, and you bring it all together. And by taking that dog to a new environment, going back to the ball, going back to the dummy, putting the scent of the bird on the dummy on the ball, gave the dog the confidence to say, okay, I've picked the dummy, picked the ball now, and we built it up and we didn't rush it, did we? The thing is, no one's going to see this. Everyone's so quick to criticize, aren't they?
Adam says, I was willing her so much to pick it up. I was so happy when she did it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what the owner was. And what a great guy. What a great guy, everyone. Turns up with Chris Upton. Comes all that way from, I don't know, Jurassic Park, Dorset way, Jurassic Park way, that way. And at the end of the day, he had to trust me, and it took absolutely ages. Normally, you can get it done within 10-15 minutes. Didn't lose me cool, didn't get flustered, didn't make excuses, went back to it after we changed the game, and the patience paid off. And that's what it's about. It's about educating people. And if people don't want to come onto the group and see how we really train dogs, you people wouldn't be following me if I was beating dogs for a living. I know when to use a correction. I know when to use praise. I know when to use food. I know when to use a place board. And I've got all the tools in the toolbox because I've done it, been there, read the book, and seen the play. And also picked up some awards. How about that? And you all in this group who come on here on a regular basis know that when somebody comes down to me who's struggling with a dog, it's amazing what we can do. But one of the things I didn't do, I didn't put pressure on the older dog and say, we can sort that dog out. An 8-year-old dog that has not been trained to a high standard, I understand completely. He's a lovely chap. He's a fisherman. He's away a lot. And at the end of the day, he brought that dog into the sport at an older age. And I said to him, look, have that dog as it is. What's the point of an 8-year-old dog putting too much pressure on that dog? There's no point. It's not all about, let's see how much discipline you're going to give a dog to get it back in track. The dog is 8 years old, setting its ways to a certain extent. That doesn't mean we can't work on the dog. But what I'm saying is concentrate on the little bitch, 2 years old. She turned into a superstar, a little cracker. If you get your training right, if you now get on board and he's in the group, and it takes a lot of bottle to let me put up the videos and trust me that I put up the videos in the format that shows the true story of what we worked with. That's what it's about, isn't it? It's about, I don't make this site. You people make this site. You people who work your dogs, get success with your dogs, put up videos and share it. And the people who come to me and train with me, you see that I get success. Success breeds success. When I was putting all my videos up on YouTube, I had far more people coming through the door. But at the end of the day, I was rushed off my feet. It was killing me because I was doing all hours, and then we've gone over to Patreon as well, and I can't be everywhere. And so at the end of the day, I'm now supporting the people who support me, and you've supported me, and you've stood out there, and you've said, yes, I train the same way as Chris Upton, but we don't beat dogs. We don't beat dogs. We wouldn't have people. We wouldn't have such a successful group if we abused dogs. It's as simple as that. We wouldn't. But I'm not at that stage where I feel that I've got to prove myself by putting video after video after video out there for people who want to use my methods but not give me any credit. I mean, I get paid by people who come over to Patreon, and yet you give me such good feedback as well. I am so honored. I am honored. And I tell you what, you don't realize how much that person over there appreciates this group of people that we've got. She said to me tonight, "Are you not doing a live feed tonight?" I went, "Oh no, it's bloody Wednesday, isn't it?" She knows. She knows how many people like a Wednesday night, but a banter. Anyway, should we talk about? No.
And Steve Pay says, by the looks of that dog, the weight of the bird was a problem and took a while for her brain to take it in. Jamie's got to listen and do his homework now, and that dog will come on leaps and bounds.
Well, I agree with you most of the time, Stevie baby. But on this occasion, and perhaps you didn't see enough, that dog was given N birds, small N birds, and was not picking them, not interested. And it was a strange one. It was a strange one. And I'm not calling him out or anything like that, but it was a bit strange that the dog had never had a retrieve. And I believe what he said, that's what he said. He'd never had a retrieve of game, but he wanted to save it until he saw me to get it right and not make a mistake. When I threw the retriever and the dog went straight to it, sniffed it and ran straight away from it, I thought, this is strange, because the dog was so keen on retrieving the dummy, with feathers on. But it was one of them unusual ones, but you do get it on the odd occasion. It's as simple as that. But I think anybody who says, hang on, this dog wasn't retrieving and I got it retrieving, sometimes you can get a dog retrieving very, very quickly if you've got the knowledge and skill set. Other times, as you can see, even with my skill set, it still took us an hour to get that bitch to go, okay, I get the confidence to pick it. Once she got that confidence, different little dog, wasn't it? Different little dog. And there's some more videos to come, some more video footage to come from that. I tried to mix it up. I tried to show the dog and the handler where he's going wrong. I then I keep telling you that she's a better bitch than what she was showing. And the next lot of videos, you'll see that. And it's a progression, isn't it? It's moving up. And the more you show consistency and you get your timing right and your verbal cues right and your movement right, then it all clicks in place. And when you watch somebody like Steve Pace actually work his dog on the videos on Patreon, you can see he's got the timing, he's got that balance, he's got that verbal cue at the right time, he's got that nice nature. There's sometimes you've got to be a bit silly and coax the dog, and other times you've got to back off from being overly silly because the dog goes, why, what's wrong? You're acting a bit like unusual. You have to try everything but know when to back off, when to step forward. And then it clicked and it was wonderful. It was a lovely feeling, because trust me, you do sometimes get situations where you put a whole session of training into the dog and the dog's not really picked it up. But that was lovely that the handler come all that way, gained success, learned from that. And the nice thing is he can watch his videos, he can go back and watch the videos and see the mistakes. And sometimes by watching your mistakes, it does you far better than bringing a dog here and me shaking around going, you've done a really good job with that dog, because it makes you a better trainer in the long run. It's lovely when somebody comes. You've seen it on my face. It's as if it's my dog. When people come here and I say, right, give me a demonstration, and they give me a demonstration, I think, what are you doing here for? You can train that dog as good as me. You've done such a good job with that dog. I couldn't train it much better. Isn't that wonderful? And they go, yeah, but I followed your videos, Chris. Without your videos, we wouldn't be there. How many people have said that in our group? How many people have said that in the Corleone family? That without the videos, without the knowledge and education, and you willing to pass that on, we wouldn't be the group we are. That's what it's about, isn't it? And it's not all about showing off in my eyes. I got to earn a living, but it's not all about showing off, is it? All right, let's just go back here because I was ranting then, wasn't I? Honestly, what a
Not at the tables. Carlos has got a question.
hang on, Susie Two Shoes. Honestly, she's a double handful lately. She's a bloody double handful. Not the tables, Carlos. Chris, did you ever get did you ever get some dog when praising them with a rub like good dog they pull away, just want dummy again? You can see it in them. My dog's like that strong drive. Not quite understand what you're on about. Not tables, Carlos. I'll read it again and try and. Chris, did you ever get some dogs when praising them with a rub like good dog they pull away? Yeah, I tell you what. Not tables, Carlos. If you watch the video of him praising his dog once the dog bring the retrieve in, he was a bit animated. It was a bit over the top, and he went in to praise her, and she dropped the dummy because he was so excited about her bringing it in. He went over to her and he wanted to pat her, and there's a fine line. And I'm not saying you can't say good dog, but it's knowing when to say good dog. And sometimes you've got to do the opposite to what you would normally do. But normally we wouldn't be going good dog when it's ran out there and then running back and it's not picked it. But I'll go through that again because, Chris, did you ever get some dogs when praising them with a rub like good dog, they pull away? So yeah, they just want the dog again. Exactly, you're right. And some dogs will have that drive and not need that praise, and other dogs need that comfort zone, and they need that little bit of encouragement as a youngster. And then you can take that away. You can overdo it. So you can easily overdo it. Yeah, I mean, if you watch the dog, the next lot of videos we put up about how the dog's hunting and how the dog is driven and working the wind nicely and finding the dummy in the field in the longer grass, you'll see the drive, and you can see that it's strange. That dog had so much drive for the dummy and the ball, and yet it didn't want to pick that bird, and it was so adamant it wasn't going to pick that bird for such a long time. It was nice to see it come round, but it was hard work. But like I say, it's like Sue. Some days she does my freaking head in. Some days. But I've learned over the years, there's no point losing your cool. If you lose your cool, she'll close down on you. But not all women would do that if you lose your cool. Some women will come at you like a freaking banshee. You know what it's like, guys. But now, as she's getting older and she's not been put in a place lately, she's getting a bit bolshy with it. Right?
I don't mind everything but older.
Older? What's she on about now? See?
She said when she's getting older.
Oh, as she's getting older. Princess is getting younger. Honestly. We went in the cafe today, had a breakfast, and I tell you, it was like two old age pensioners. Honestly. Looking around the tables going, we're getting freaking old. And she goes, speak for yourself. Do you want me sausage, fat boy? Okay. Julian says, interesting why our dogs may mouth a tennis ball or plastic. Sorry? Did you mean dildo or ditto? But Julian, the problem is, are you using it on vibrate? That's what I'm worried about. Julian says he's having a laugh. Look, interesting why our dogs have tennis ball or plastic. Okay, but retrieve the real thing, e.g., snipe, partridge, pheasant, and gently with soft mouth. Exactly, it's a little bit of dominance. But you don't want to put too much pressure on that when you're trying to get the dog to retrieve the game. And at the end of the day, it's so simple. We've got another dog this week that there's a video to go up and we're actually teaching the dog to let go of the game because he's holding on to it and he's being a bit dominant. And like I said, it's dead simple. But as soon as you say it in the big wide world, everybody gets triggered, don't they? Oh, he said stand on the front pad. I didn't say jump on it. I didn't say kick it. I said just put a little bit of pressure on the front pad. You put somebody stands on your toe, even if they do it gently, you're going to react.
Ow.
And you're going to go ow, and your mouth will open. And that's exactly what the dog does. It opens its mouth. It doesn't go ow. It just opens its mouth because you've changed the mindset in that split second. It doesn't mean you've kicked the dog. It doesn't mean you've jumped on the dog. But they see what they want to see out there. And I say, crack on and don't bother me. Adam Hudson, more discipline needed.
Yeah, he's talking about me, so I've just sent him an angry face.
Oh, thank God for that. I thought you meant me then, Adam. So she sticks this catheter needle in my arm today, this nurse, and she said, "What did that feel like?" I said, "Absolutely wonderful. I absolutely loved a little prick." She said, "What?" I said, "You have not seen my wife's nails." I said, "I love a bit of pain." She went, "Oh, you naughty boy." Honestly, I thought it was Barbara Windsor. Anyway. Rob Sewell, wash your mouth out with soap. Basically, he's not asked about a stroke, just wants to play the game. Do you know what? This group just everything turns back to sex, doesn't it? Basically, he's not asked about a stroke. Well, you should be bothered, but not with cold hands. Wants to play the game. Yeah, I think gameplay is really important. But Rob Sewell, honestly, you need to stop. Do you know what they reckon? Blokes think about sex every 30 seconds. I reckon Rob Sewell every 15 seconds. Basically, he's not asked about a stroke. Come on. Not the Carlos. Thanks for explaining that, Chris. About what? Steve Pace. My Corleone. Oh my God, where's that gone? My Corleone spirit doesn't like a lot of touch. Exactly. When training, just the verbal praise is enough. But at home, he loves to be stroked. Exactly, because they're in the mode, aren't they? They're in the mode. There's nothing worse, is there, than being distracted when you're watching football and the wife comes in with nothing on and jumps on your lap. You do not want it, do you? Unless it's a third division game. If it's a third division game, oh, bloody hell, it's my lucky bloody day today. She knows it's jealousy, isn't it? If you get fixated on something, that's when they come in naked and jump all over you, don't they? It's your fault, Rob. You're the one who freaking started it all off. Anyway, I think Adam's right. Rob's a perv. I'm not withholding it. I'm not withholding what you people say. I mean, the poor girls in here are going, bloody hell, these lads, they just don't know when to behave themselves. Terrorists, the same with mine, Steve. Honestly.
Yeah, but it's a Corleone dog.
And care, honestly, they're all the freaking same. They're all at it now.
My Corleone dog is not bothered one tiny bit.
Stop it, Tracy. Stop it, Tracy. Put your fingers in your ears.
Put it on mute.
Yeah, so I'm sitting in the hospital. And I've got my glasses on, my sunglasses, because I'm listening to my music. And because it's not in your ears, like your earphones in your ears, you can hear the nurses and the doctors when they call you through. And they said, Chris Upton. And I looked up and I went, me? And honestly, it looked like freaking Stevie Wonder walking across the freaking... I said, could I have some assistance, please? She says, yes, certainly. And she come across to give me some assistance, thinking I was blind. I went, no, I'm only joking. Honestly, it was like watching Stevie Wonder walk across the freaking corridor. Stop sending me videos, Adam. Stop it, you lot. Steve Pacer says, my wife did that. She would get a little... Stop it, Steve. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. I mean, do you know what? I bet people come in here looking for sensible dog training and they listen to people with little pricks. Paul Crocker, stop swigging the cherry juice. Get on the Van Rouge. I would do, Paul. I would love to, but I've got a lesson tomorrow. I got Jeff tomorrow. Hopefully, if it's not absolutely cheesing it down. Oh no, Jules, stop it. My grandma did that while I was watching Bury versus Rochdale last month. Absolutely filthy, filthy boy. Honestly.
All depends how
It's grandma.
how old his grandma is, isn't it?
Oh, Sue says it's okay if it's your grandma as long as she's not old. Jules, I don't think she got what you were saying, Jules. I got it straight away. I said, when your missus jumps on you naked when you're watching third division teams. And you said, oh, it just depends how old his grandma is. Sue, that's incest, isn't it? Is it incest? Come on, everyone. Does it help me out here? Because I've never tried it. But is that incest if you're playing with your family? Or is that just your children? Stop it. Anyway, we all know he's joking. If there's any police watching, especially the ones lately who's been freaking, honestly, have you seen the state of it? Have you seen this latest one? They give him a gun. And he was raping people. He accused of being raped. And
the police would probably want to watch the video.
Honestly, disgraceful. Did you see it? Jonathan Fuller. Hi, mate. Not sure if this is too elementary. All right. What are you trying to say for this chat? But I've got a setter who I want to teach to retrieve. How would you teach a hold with a dummy? Cheers. Does the dog like retrieving, Jonathan? Does it like retrieving? Eh? You've got to get some of value into its mouth that it wants to hold on to. If you speak to no, we won't mention it at the moment. I don't know if you're in the group, if you're in Patreon. If you're in Patreon, there's nothing finer than this little thing. It looks like a furry vibrator. Anybody have an idea what we all use in the group when we really want to get a dog wanting to carry something, and what most dogs seem to love? Anybody could sort of come up with?
He loves running for a ball.
Yeah, well, hang on then, Sue. He loves running for the ball. Lovely. So hang on. Paint roller, said Admundson. No, we don't use a paint roller. You can use a paint roller, but no, it's not. It's our furry little friend. Come on, I'm giving you a freaking hint here. We're not freaking shove it in its mouth. No. Thank you, Care. For God's sake, honestly, shove it in its mouth. Don't shove it in its mouth. Thanks, Tracy. For God's sake, squirrel skin, squirrel skin. Get yourself a squirrel skin. And if you know somebody, Dr. Borax Magic Squirrel. Oh, it gets worse, doesn't it? You're confusing the poor bloke. He's asked a simple question. Drives them nuts. Exactly. It does. It drives them nuts. There you go. So what you've got to do is you've got to get something of high value, Jonathan Fuller. You have to find something of high value that the dog wants to walk around with and be a little bit dominant with, and then they don't want to let it go. Then you can praise them, teach them to let it go, and the more they enjoy picking it up and carrying it around, the more you get it. So if you just got a wet canvas dummy or a ball and it keeps dropping it, then you move on to a higher value, something of higher value. All right. And Julian Lee says, Steve, missed goal, but scored myself. Honestly.
That's because Steve said that's one way of keeping her warm during this current climate.
Honestly, you lot, you're freaking losing me. Do you know what? We keep going down different rabbit holes, don't we? And Adam Hudson starts talking about painting the house. A paint roller.
Jonathan Fuller says, can you get this online anywhere? I don't know anybody who shoots or anything.
Oh, bloody hell. Unlucky. Okay. Could you go into the cupboard out there and get me one, Sue? And just show him what it looks like. What it looks like. So you've not answered my question. Are you on Patreon? Are you?
He's not, because if he did, he wouldn't put that question out. Okay.
Wings and squirrel skins. Yeah, but one thing that's right important, isn't it? If you've got a young dog and you're throwing out wings, some dogs will just go out there, pick a wing, a dried wing, or even rip a wing off and tape up the bit where there's any meat on it, So and the dog get used to carrying something light. You saw us doing that with that spaniel bitch, and she picked that, but she just wasn't too sure. So it wasn't feather so much. It was just the of getting a mouth around it and picking something heavy, like Steve said. But the thing is, we'd already done it with light hen birds, and so what I like to do. Barry Lamb's in the house. He's just catching up with the conversation. Good evening to you, Barry. I'm not, mate. Recently came across your channel as advised by a friend. Jesus Christ. Look at that. Look at that. The fun that our dogs have had with one of these. Right? See that? See that, you furry little friend? Why does Jules leave the tails on them? Because it really teases the dog. It's small, it's light, it's beautifully made. I mean, we are gifted. I mean, we are gifted these by Jules. What a star! What a superstar! He takes all that time to make them, and we're just not giving away to just anybody, unfortunately. But you can buy stuff like this, but I don't think it's as good as this. I've never seen a rabbit skin last as long as a squirrel skin, the way that Jules does them. Absolutely fantastic. If you look after it, you'll have it for years. It's as simple as that. Don't leave it with your dog, and you'll find that 99.9% of dogs, even dogs that don't like retrieving, love these. I found them the most fantastic tool. So who on the group has had one of these and had nothing but success from it? Let's have a look. There we go, Sue. Could you take that away, please, and hide it? Look at this. Me, look. Me. And on the odd occasion, we give them away as prizes, don't we? We give them away as prizes. Okay, I'll tell you what. We'll give one away as a prize. I'll put my glasses on. I'll play a song, and you've got to guess what I'm listening to. If you can guess what I'm listening to, you get a squirrel skin. Right, hang on. Now, you won't be able to hear it, but you'll have to guess. And I've got about 12,500 songs in my library. So if you'd like to guess what I'm listening to, if you guess it right, I'll give you a squirrel skin. Or you could say, I've got a squirrel skin and I'd like to give it to that gentleman who says, where do I get a squirrel skin from? How about that, Jules? Jules is the man who makes them. But what a wonderful, wonderful gesture. So come on then. You've got to guess what I'm listening to. I've got to take these off. I won't be able to read the comments. Let me switch this off. Okay, what was I listening to? If you get it right, there's a squirrel skin. UB40 red wine. No, Cheerio baby. No, wasn't Cheerio baby. Good guess. Good guess. Sex is on fire. I like that. Kings of Leon. I do like that. Honestly, he's back to talking about sex again. Fucking Taylor. Hey, I like that one. Unlucky, it's not that. Hit me, baby, one more time. No. I will tell you within 35 seconds if you don't guess. You haven't got many. You got about 10,000. I got about 10,000, I would reckon, in songs on me.
Well, Jonathan says, "Oh, rabbit one's good enough. I've seen them online."
I mean, okay, everyone. Do you think your rabbit skin dummy is as good as the squirrel skin? Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Oh, Flower of Scotland, says Barry. I was playing that today at Tesco's.
Jake the Peg, Beatles.
Jake the Peg, Beatles. No. Come on. Anybody? No. Okay. Do you want what it was? Hey? Okay. No, you don't want to know what it was. Please. No. My squirrel skin I've had for 4 years. Well done, Rich. Yep. 4 years. See that? 4 years.
Is Adam not got a squirrel skin then? I've never seen one, Steve. Not lucky enough.
Here we go.
Or is he...
Hang on, Barry. Barry. Have you ever had a squirrel skin, Barry? Barry? No, I think rabbit skin is best for dogs. Come on, Barry. Listen, it's like saying gay sex is the best. If you've not had it, how do you know, Barry? If you've not tried it, how do you know, Barry? You know what you boys are like in Scotland? Freaking, honestly, fried Mars bars. I mean, don't knock it till you tried it. Bloody fried Mars bars. Honestly, squirrel skin is ace. Thank you. I've not, mate, but I've shot and retrieved them loads of times, mate. There you go. So you retrieved them, did you, Barry? So when you shoot a squirrel, then, Barry, do you send your dog for them? Come on, Barry, tell us. Come on.
Nigel says use rabbit, but squirrels work better.
Come on, Barry. What podcast? Ha 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 ha. Lost me on that one, mate. Lost me on that one.
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do. Well, let this old boy tell you something. I don't recommend sending your dog for a squirrel that you've shot. Would anybody guess why? Would anybody guess why? I don't either, said Adam. I don't. Bite. Yes, Graham. That will create hard mouth. That'll put them off. Might not be dead. Exactly. Now, if Barry had said, yeah, but I didn't say that I send the dog straight away as soon as I shoot him, I use them for retrieving, nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But it's back to that little bit of knowledge. I would say myself, Barry, that I would suggest anybody on here who doesn't really know a lot about dog training, I wouldn't recommend shooting squirrels and sending your dog for them. I would say no problem with shooting squirrels, making sure they're dead, and then sending your dog for them. Not a problem. But I'm just I think we should clarify that bit.
Yeah, he does say
because
make sure they're dead.
Yeah, he does say that. That's good then. Because like Steve said, they are vicious little bastards. If you've ever had one of them hanging off your dog, I've sent my dog for a rabbit I've shot before, and the dog's come back with a stoat and the rabbit. And I tell you what, stoats can be freaking vicious as well. Little bastards they are. They'll fight. I mean, a rabbit, I'm not being nasty, but a squirrel in a trap will pull its leg off or arm off and actually run off. They're little hard bastards they are, They're freaking nuts. They're nuts. A bit like the Scottish. No, I love the Scottish. Nothing wrong with the Scottish, honestly. Was Sex on Fire the winner? Squirrel skin. Unlucky, Care. No, it was The Sound of Silence. Because I never put nothing on. It was The Sound of Silence. Now, if you'd said that, you would have won a squirrel skin. We don't just give them away, you have to earn them. I'd pull my leg off if I was stuck in a trap. Which one? Would you unzip it? Stop it, Christopher! Adam, they don't really appreciate that joke unless you're in our group. Right? Adam, can we ask the question? Which one? Which one, Sue said.
Yeah.
And Sue said, what about your middle wicket? No, she didn't. That's their loss. Shut up, Adam. There you go. Okay, so do you know what? Look at them. Everyone's laughing and everyone's thinking, what the frick are them idiots talking about?
Only we know.
Only we know. So anyway, on that note, who went to the championship? Anybody go to the championship? Anybody been up to the championship? What's long way up there, isn't it? Scotland, bloody long way. I was do a video, Adam. It would be funny, wouldn't it, Adam? Wouldn't it be funny? Wouldn't it be funny, Adam, if you were hunting your dog, and he wasn't listening to you, and you took it off and threw it at him, and he came back with it? Wouldn't it be hilarious? Adam, wouldn't it be hilarious? But I bet you someone would think you did it not as a joke. I tell you what, they'd share the video and you wouldn't have a leg to stand on. But you would, wouldn't you? That's the thing. Anyway, that's enough of that. For God's sake, stop it, you lot. Stop picking on me. Anyway, anybody got any questions? Come on. Come on, Barry. There must be some questions. How are you getting on with trialing, Barry? I see you doing a lot of shooting. It looks nice. You got some nice. You seem to have some nice ground, Barry, don't you? Yeah, this is the problem. This is the problem. Now stop it, everyone. Adam, stop winding him up. Stop winding him up. Tim Weston, do we have a Corleone trainer in Derbyshire, Staffordshire, Leicestershire area, Chris? Yes, we have. We have Gary, don't we? He's Leicestershire, isn't he? I'm sure he's Leicestershire. Gary. Yeah. Are you Tim Weston, are you on Corleone Talk? Are you on Corleone Talk? Gary Marriott. You want to contact Gary Marriott? He's one of our trainers that we would recommend highly in that area. So not having to travel so far, could help you out, and he gets results. Sob stories, mate. What? Adam, you're picking on me. All right, it's about sob stories, mate. Hey, I want to have a word with you, Barry. I want to have a word with you. What's all this thing about this freaking Ginger Minge up in Scotland, who's causing so much shit, saying that 16-year-olds should just be able to decide whether they're girls, boys, or freaking its or she's or honestly, what's freaking wrong? Do you think a 16-year-old in reality should be saying, right, chop my dick off? I've had enough. I want to be a woman. Do you think a 16-year-old has got that freaking mentality? What happens when they're 21? They go, oh, shit, I made a mistake. Do you think it's a bit ridiculous letting kids decide at 16 what sex they want to be because they're running around the playground? Do you know what? When I was a youngster and I went to big school, not junior school, big school, was that how old have you been then, sir? About 11, 12. I met a girl in the playground and she was going to ballerina classes. No, I'm not freaking Billy Elliot. And she was going to ballerina classes and she was doing pirouettes across the playground. And she had the most beautiful, skimpy little tights on. And I fell instantly in love with her. She was a la-di-da. Can we call it la-di-da? She was come from a different background than me. I come from a rough background, but I fell in love with her. And mummy would take her to ballet classes, and she was teaching me how to dance across the school playground. Me doing pirouettes. Can you imagine? It'd be like a freaking hippo on acid. No, I was skinny at the time. I was like the Billy Elliot. I started all that shit. Anyway, talking about that, that's what I'm saying. How can that ginger fucking idiot up there in Scotland start telling everybody down here that we should let the children make those decisions? Yeah, exactly. Steve, I'm showing it, mate. I'm showing it. We don't hold back here, do we, Stevie boy? We don't hold back here. If you chop a dog's bollocks off, it doesn't make it female. This is it, Stevie. This is it. But the thing is, it's not giving people time to freaking... You go through hormone changes, don't they? Graham Allison, stop it. Wash your mouth out. How could you say such thing about my friends in Scotland? I've got so many friends in Scotland, but she is a cranky. She is a freaking cranky. Honestly, it's not right in the freaking head, that woman.
No, she wants the vote.
Here we go. Here we go. Listen to this, everyone. This is going to be good. What is the difference between a priest and pimple? I don't know. What is the difference between a priest and pimple? See how I set him up for this. Come on, Jules. He's Googling it. Come on, Jules. Here's the punchline. It'll get there eventually, the punchline. He's looking it up. He forgot what he was going to say. What's the difference between a priest and a pimple? I don't know, Jules. What is the difference between a priest and a pimple? Jesus Christ, he's holding this on for a round of applause. Is it there yet? Oh, he's just freaking messing me around. Here we go. A pimple doesn't come on your face until you're a teenager. Bum bum. That is good. I like that. I think out of 10, I think we should all give him a score out of 10. I reckon that's a 10 for that. I found that very funny, but the way he made us all wait for it was even better, wasn't it? What did Steve Pace? Jules, you retard. Oh no, that's rated. Retard. 11 says Graham. Hey, that was good. I like that one. That was good. Honestly, if anyone's watching this, I think this is the dog trading site. They're all going to go, "What the freaking hell this lot on about?" So, did you see what I put up? Did you see what I put up about science? The picture I put up for this one. 10. It's all about timing. It is, and he did. He hung us on there, didn't he? He hung us right on there. Actually, I've got one just here. Look, see that one there? Look. I got a pimple just here. Look, I don't know what freaking happened. Honestly, I'm going through puberty at my age. Anyway, stop it, Jules. Honestly, I want to meet your grandma. Hey, Donald, where's your trousers? Well, that's Jules is not Scottish. He's only up north, isn't he? Anyway, what about this COVID shit then? What about this MP who has been thrown out? Hey, what about because he's told the truth about a lot of people getting side effects from the COVID jab, and in this country they're not putting up any information about the side effects that so many people are coming down with, and of so many different things as well, isn't it? And you can say, yeah, conspiracy theory, but have you seen it? If you talk about it on the internet, you can get taken down. False information, they call it. False information. Hang on, this is coming from top scientists that are saying, hang on, if you're going to give out the jabs, you need to work out whether there has been side effects because you rushed it through, and we need to know. All these people stacking up and dying for some unknown reason. We've got not just in this country. That's the whole point. Not just in this country. I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist here, you know. I'm only going with listening to the shit on the internet. I think sometimes we should switch it all off and not listen to it all, because none of them are telling us the bloody truth, are they? They only tell you what they want you to know, aren't they? Except Nicola Sturgeon. She thinks that children should be freaking. It just makes me so. It gets me triggered. At my age, it gets me triggered.
She just wants to vote for the independence. That's all.
Yeah, she wants to vote for independence.
She's no going for the younger ones.
Steve, I know some people who have turned lesbian after being pricked. Honestly, some people don't like it, do they? Some people don't like a prick. I can't believe it. You go in the hospital and they say, right, okay, roll up your sleeve. I'm going to put a catheter in your arm. Are you all right with needles? No, I freaking hate them. No, of course I don't freaking hate them. It's a bloody scratch, isn't it? It's a bloody scratch. And yet some people are going, oh, I don't like needles. You can't find a vein. You can't find a vein. Honestly. So, Nigel Moore, mushrooms kept in the dark and fed on shit. That's about right, Nigel, that's about right. Do you know what? You can actually call yourself anything you want these days, can't you? Look at Jeremy Clarkson. They're trying to strike him out. The prince and princess, he even apologized, didn't he? And they're trying to strike him out. And he's lost his 2 TV programs, hasn't he? I actually like that farm program, you know. I actually like his silly sense of humor. I think he's a plonker, and I like plonkers. I like all sorts of people.
Yes, but some people don't get humor.
People get so triggered, don't they? You can't even have a freaking laugh, can you? And he wasn't actually being. It was something to do with Game of Thrones, wasn't it? I mean, it's like okay. It was slightly freaking like, ooh, is that your kink? But everyone to their own. Everyone to their own, as we keep saying. Yeah. So I don't know what I'm going to come up. I don't know what I'm going to turn up next week as. Anyway, so 49 minutes, 44 seconds. Any more questions? Anything you like, we'll answer them. And anything you like. Oh no, Jules. Listen. We've started him off. Look, How do you get a nun pregnant? Dress her up as an altar boy. This is getting terrible. Clarkson's great, but as what?
But as supple as a Mars bar in a swimming pool.
Oh, I don't quite get that one about Mars bar in a swimming pool. Mars bar in a swimming pool. I'm gonna have to get my head around that one, Nigel. Right. He was too subtle for many. There you go. I didn't take offence by it. I didn't particularly find it that funny, to be honest with you. But I never went to sleep thinking about it.
It was just Clarkson.
It was just Clarkson. It's come off the top of your head. Do you know what? It's so easy to say something. Oh, Jesus, Nigel Moore's trying to do my head in tonight. Looks like a question mark. Do you mean a turd?
Oh.
Honestly, Nigel, where does your mind go? Where does your mind go? Honestly, disgraceful, Nigel. Well done, Chris. You've eventually got it. Graham thinks it's funny. Mars turd. Honestly, you're getting it a bit late now, aren't you, you lot? He's already freaking cracked the joke. You should have jumped in at that point to help me out. I'm dyslexic. I'm thinking Mars bar, chlorine. What the freaking hell would you want to eat a Mars bar in the swimming pool for? And again, I wouldn't want to eat a turd. But I didn't put the two together. Honestly, my brain doesn't quite work like that all the time. It's not that quick sometimes. Right? Anyway, mine don't float. Anyway, you've lost me now with that turd joke. You've just thrown me. You've thrown me, honestly. I thought it was shit. I'll wipe my hands with you, but I'd wash them first. Okay. Anybody else got anything to say to me before we go? Anybody want to confuse me before we go? There must be someone on here who wants to confuse me.
We've got 8 minutes.
Oh, shit, we've got 8 minutes. What can we talk about for 8 minutes? Have I been drinking? No, I've not. No, I've not. I've had one day where I drank a bottle and I thought, oh, I wish I never drank that bottle.
Adam says he loves it. He said lard it, but I love it when you get sidetracked. Yeah, got there before you, Adam.
Honestly, do you know what? They do say, though, don't you? You shouldn't laugh at others if you can't laugh at yourself. And I do make myself look a frigging idiot on here half the time, don't I? At my own expense, really, innit? You know, I come on here with this great idea that I'm just going to be this dog guru and answer all these dog questions, and you lot throw freaking anything at me. I only got Nigel throwing shit at me now.
Basically shit.
Yeah. Sorry, Sue. What did you say? She said because I'm basically shit. I tell you what, you know that dominant stick, it's coming out tonight. Coming out that bloody only reason I joined it, Adam. You bastards, honestly. Susan, pass that bottle of friggin' what Nigel give us. What's it called?
Oh, okay.
Schnapps. Is that how you say it in Scotland? Schnapps. Only Sean Connery would say it like that, wouldn't he? Schnapps. Okay, everyone. She's so freaking slow. It's unbelievable.
I'm gonna find it after all the
So-
toys that you got.
Anybody want to drink a schnapps? That's what Nigel drinks. That's why he talks shit. Hey, Nigel, look. You want to monitor me? Look, I've done well, haven't I? Hey, a man who can control himself. Hey, I had 2 tots of that the other day because it warms up the cockles. What's black? Oh no! They're all freaking. It's a joke night tonight, Sue. It's
What's black and white and can't turn around in corridors?
Come on then. Who's going to answer it? What's black and white and can't turn around in corridors?
Yeah, this chat is like when you say to the dogs, "Go and play."
Yeah, it is, isn't it? We might as well fucking just let them get on with it, haven't we? Come on then. Come on. Good lad. Is that it? What's black and white and can't turn around in corridors? Good lad. What the frickin' hell? No, that's not the joke, is it? Oh
And
no.
with a spear through her neck. God's sake.
This is getting worse. This is getting absolute worse. This is, honestly. A fat zebra says, that's more like it, Graham. That's the way I was going. I was thinking down those lines.
Well, I was thinking black and white tiles.
Oh, Jesus. It gets worse, doesn't it? It gets worse. I tell you what, I had to hold myself back then because I nearly said a joke that would get us all banned. And I thought, no, don't go there, Chris. I know I like freedom of speech. But if I'd said that joke, what was in my head up there, I just put it back in the box and put the lid back on that box. Because if you think that Jim Davidson and people like Vernon Manning was rude, the joke I was just about to tell you would have got us closed down. And I've learned over the years, there's no such thing as freedom of speech. Do it, says Adam. No. You'll never see me again. You'll never see me again. They'll come along and they'll take me away and they'll lock me in the tower. So I'm not going to do it. No, it's that rude. It's that rude. And it was over the top. I shouldn't have even thought about it, but it's one of them jokes you say in the 70s and everybody would piss themselves laughing. But no, put it back in the box and leave it there. Yeah, chicken.
No.
Call me what you like.
Not in this.
Not in this day and age, because that's the problem, isn't it? The woke society would run with it and you would be thrown under the bus and then picked up and thrown under another bus. Dare you? All right, then. Here we go. No! 50. We get taken off air. Honestly, even no, I'm not going to say it. No. It's about a vicar, a black man, a sheep, two nuns. Honestly, you wouldn't want to listen to it. Honestly, it's hell of a funny, When I used to do markets, because I had record shops. I used to do markets with record shops. And the surplus videos that we had on the shelves, we used to. Yeah, stop. Exactly, Adam. Stop. Yeah, exactly. This is it. You knew why, didn't you? You knew the joke. You've heard it before.
Save it for Sunday.
Save it for Sunday. Save it for a safe space. And I used to do markets, and I used to have the banter on the markets, and I used to call the people across in the summer. We had fantastic markets, did 7 days a week in the summer, and we used to sell all the extra stuff that we weren't selling in the shops, and we'd sell it off cheap on the markets. And I used to sell videotapes. Remember videotapes? You used to have tapes in them. Remember them videotapes? And some of them videotapes, when they first come out, those films, they were like 40 quid. 40 quid for a top film. But we used to sell lots and lots of them, and it was the point where the videotape was going out and in was coming CD. So we used to sell off the videotapes and go to the market. And one of the patterns, I used to have the gift of the gab on the stall to get people around and start looking at the stuff in the store. And one of the things I used to do is stand up and say certain things. And one of the things I used to say is, when we get to an area like St Austell, when we used to do Carline Bay Market, I used to say, right, this is every week without fail, we always sell all the porn in this area. And the women and the blokes walking past would be laughing their heads off. I said, we got no porn left. The only thing we've got is sex and violence. I said, blood and guts. I said, that's the best thing that sells in this area. And the crowd used to laugh, and they used to come in and buy stuff, and used to get them on the stall, and used to get the patter. And there's nothing better than watching a good market stall trader when he's got a bit of patter. He can fill up his stall, because people just love a bit of patter if you've got that friendly banter with people. And I used to go on a regular basis. And one of the things I used to say is, I've got a film here. I said, and it's one of our best sellers. I said, in this area, we sell out with, I've only got 10. I said, and it sells out within 5 minutes. I said, it's filthy. It's got sheep. It's got nuns. It's got kids in it. I said, and you know what you lot are like here. I said, and there's singing. I said, there's Germans in uniform. And then I go, who wants the sound of music? And it would bring the place down. They would absolutely be laughing their head off. And at the same time, I'd be playing Barry White in the background. Barry White selling black music to Cornish people. Yes, selling black music, a northerner selling black music to Cornish people. They'd never heard of Barry Bloody White down here until I turned up. Hey, Barry White, I used to sell some music, eh? Teddy Pendergrass, eh? Eh? Honestly, the Confessions of a Gundog Trainer, Steve Pace, eh?
Julian's got another one.
Oh, not another
What
one,
did
Julian.
man say when he passed the fish market?
Come on then, everyone. Jules wants to finish off with another one of his classics. He's had a lot of crackers he's been opening this Christmas, and he's sitting there on his own, and he's saved them all. What does a blind man say when he passes the fish market?
Who farted?
Doe dear. No, that's about the freaking joke about the freaking Sound of Music. Come on then. Come on.
I'm going with who farted.
Sue's going on with who farted.
He's gone, hello, ladies. Disgraceful.
Jules, you're now being sick. Jules, you're now being sick. I don't know what sort of girls you've hung around with. Honestly, Jules. See what you've done to Graham Allison? He's had a stroke. Honestly, I think on that note, we best freaking go. Look at Steve. He thinks it's freaking funny. I think that's disgraceful, Julian Lees. We got women here leaving. We've only got 25 people in the house since you've been telling these jokes. Sorry, no more. Yeah, thank God for that. That is terrible, Jules. That is terrible. We've just lost all the women. Do you know what? I did a thing that come up the other day on Patreon, and 75% of the people who watch my videos on Patreon and on YouTube are men. Now we know why, Jules.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jules. Thanks, Jules. It's all right, mate. Anyway, see how I behaved myself tonight. I didn't tell that freaking joke. So on that note, you can all go home now. Jules, that's terrible, says Adam. So bollocks to you all, and thanks for tuning in, and hope you've enjoyed yourself and had a bit of a crack tonight, everyone. If anyone wants to finish off on a joke, freaking help yourselves. But keep it bloody clean, you dirty buggers. Honestly, I don't want no more fishy tales. That's why they stopped women swimming in the sea. They couldn't get the smell out of it. It's getting freaking worse in here. This is getting worse. Honestly, it's getting worse. Good night, all. Chris Upton signing off. And no, I'm not sexist. I love women, but not fishy women. On that note, good night, all. Especially fat, fishy women. Bollocks to you all. Chris Upton signing off. And be lucky, be safe, and hope the rain stays off. It's been quite on and off today. Good night, all.